Morning, everyone. So this is Rock Lee from the We Are channel and Facebook group, and the topic that I'm bringing to you guys today is more of a sharing of experience and or technique to help you guys out at any time that you're feeling like overstressed or in the thought process of overthinking things. Usually, when we end up overthinking things, we're either overthinking something that has already passed that really we have no control over, or overthinking things into the future that hasn't happened yet. And this is just a technique that helps keep you grounded. By experience, I've used it, and it, especially in these past couple of days, kept me grounded and centered in circumstances at any given occasion where I felt a little overwhelmed by things, and it's helped make my decisions and my actions and responses a lot more beneficial towards me, regardless of how I may have been feeling at the moment. Um, the reason why I end up saying this is because lately I've in my research in different books, I have come to the understanding of the way circumstances in life works tend to be, and I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a solenoid frequency. It's kind of like this, the frequency that goes up and down, but it has that consistent movement. It's like a waveform. And the way life usually is working is kind of in that waveform, but the way it must be perceived is as a neutral. Everything ends up happening under neutral circumstances. Lately I've seen this in action. I've read this in books, and at first like it didn't quite click, but now I'm kind of getting like the understanding, the gist of it. Everything kind of moves in a neutral form, and the highs and lows in life are just different directions where they're heading. Um, so if everything is a neutral form, the way things are perceived as a bad thing turns it into a bad thing. There are circumstances that may be perceived as very, very unfortunate. And we have two ways of looking at it. We can either look at it and accept the fact that it is unfortunate, or we can look at it as like, this is a necessary process that has to occur for me to head to where I'm going, for me to be where I want to be. It's like any circumstances in life. It's like before the rain is coming down, usually there's a drought prior to. Before, let's say, a diamond is formed, pressure and heat have to be applied to it. Before a flower ends up blooming, like you gotta bury the seed in the dirt, and you gotta pour water on it and drown it. I mean, you there's certain processes that seem uncomfortable. And one of the ways that I would like to give another example is like a metamorphosis. We don't know what really does end up happening to the caterpillar when it's inside of its cocoon, and then it starts to sprout its wings and whatnot, and then flourishes and flies out. And we see the end result, but the process may not be as comfortable as we think, you know? And does it make it any less necessary? No. They're all neutral points and circumstances in life, and they all end up helping in one way or shape or form for our growth and our development. So my point to this is that we have a tendency of mind thought thinking that allows us to jump the gun a bit. We get ahead of ourselves. We start thinking of how things should be rather as to look as how things are and why they are the way that they are, and moving forward in the process is trusting the process. So what I'm bringing to the table today is just something that I've learned recently in one of my books, and I kind of like I'm putting it into practice, and it's kind of like a mantra. It's kind of like a breathing technique. Um, that definitely helps you remain centered, and then I'll break down what each of the affirmations are and what their representation is, so it helps the process of when you end up putting it in practice. You know why you're doing it for, what is it being done for, why the key phrases are keeping you from focusing on either future or past. So these past couple of days, definitely, I've had two or three circumstances where I've felt flustered, and my natural response would have been to kind of blow up on somebody. But through this, I've been able to keep myself centered and keep refocused, and I've noticed that although my thoughts might have been in one direction, my actions never showcased my frustration, my anger, and I was able to deal with it to the point where I was like, why was I even upset about that? So here, here I am bringing it to you. If anytime you're finding yourself in a circumstance where your thought process is getting ahead of yourself, you find yourself in a state of worry, either for something that's coming down the road that hasn't happened yet, something that's happened in the past, something far extensive or external of yourself that does not reside in the now, and you feel like you have grief, you have frustration, you have anger, you have anxiety from it, your heartbeat is going faster, your breathing is erratic, it's not flowing correctly. Take the time to do 4 or 5 deep breaths, both in and out. And if you're doing the breathing in and out deeply, think in your mindset as you breathe in, I am here. I am here is the process of acknowledging you are present. You are present in the now moment. You are where you need to be. As you breathe out, you are speaking to I am present. I am here. You're letting yourself know, you're letting external forces know. I am here. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready for the process that is occurring right now. So now you're switching you're putting your game face on for whatever ends up coming. You're becoming present, so you're not thinking about the future, worrying about it. You're not concerned about past mistakes and dwelling on that. You're focused on the now and how you're going to move forward in the now, in the present moment. Announcing you are here and you are present. As you take another deep breath in, you're going to state that you are home. And the reason for this being, and the reason why I feel like this one's different than I am here, when you are at home, you are in your safe spot. You are in your bubble. When you are at home, you're in your nice place. You're exactly where you need to be. If you analyze this in depth, home is always the goal. When you work, the end result is always to come home to your family. Always. When you're doing stuff that's to better your life, the end result is to be able to kick back at home and enjoy your life. Or to be at home somewhere else, to find a new home to travel to find a new place to be good at. So this is the reason why using the affirmation, I am home, as you take that second deep breath in, all right, is important because it helps neutralize you into the state that this is my safe zone. Not only am I here, not only am I present, but I'm safe here. There's no reason for me to be anxious or whatnot because I'm where I've always needed to be. And then, as you breathe out, I have arrived. And this one is very, very important because we have the tendency of thinking in past reference and future reference, but we don't see where we are right now. And right now, at this very moment, you are where at one point you wanted to be. And it comes to that realization is like, I made it. Like, a time ago, I wanted to be where I'm standing right now, and now I'm standing in it, and I'm not even experiencing it because I'm still worried about what's going to come next or what has already happened. So we don't acknowledge all of our accomplishments to this point. I'll give you an example. A couple of years ago, I was living in a place that was very, very uncomfortable for me. I didn't see myself for the future. I was a college uh, dropout. I had no job. I was still living with my parents. And I really didn't see a direction where my life was heading. And 4 years later, I have a roof over my head. I've always dreamed of, being the man of my own house. I have a wife that I love and adore very, very much. And amongst that, I've received the blessing of having kids, even though biologically they're not mine. I've received the blessing of kids that I can call my own, that I can call my son and my daughters. You know what I mean? And it's like I used to dream about this. I used to dream about how I would experience it. Now I look at it and it's like, holy crap, I arrived. And a lot of us have the tendency of doing this in life. We'll move forward and we haven't realized, hey, yo, you've arrived. You're home. You've made it to your goal. You've made it to where you want to be in. Savor it. Enjoy it. Revel in it. I get it. There's always another goal coming around the corner. There's always something new to climb for. I'm not saying don't do that. What I am speaking to is if you achieve something, enjoy it. There's a time period where you get to, hey, I'm here. And this is the reason why this sequence of affirmations I feel are very, very important. Because they slowly begin to bring you back to the realization you are exactly where you need to be. You are doing what you need to be doing, and you are in the process to working things out. Your job isn't necessarily to know the hows or the details. It's just to know you're here, you're in the process, and it's rolling. It's already in process. It's already working out. You don't know how the end result is. You don't know what it's going to look like, but you know things are slowly falling into place. They always will be. So once again, we breathe in. I am here. Breathe out. I am present. You breathe in again. I am home. And then you breathe out again. I have arrived. And as you repeat this, maybe once, 2, 3, 4 times, you'll see that your mindset, your mind thought is going to be taken away from whatever it is you're putting your concern towards. And it's going to bring you back into the moment. It's going to bring you back into what you're doing. Your breathing will calm down. Your heart rate should be more tranquil. Your train of thought becomes more clearer. You're more focused on what you can do right now at this moment and what you can't do. And the realization of what you can and can't do right now at that moment is important. Because that's where you start to work out the process. You can't handle what's going to happen 2 or 3 days from now. You can handle what's happening right now at this moment. Master today, and then tomorrow, just do the same. Master today. And eventually, you'll master life. That's all I have time for today. I hope this helps any of you out in any way. I hope you guys can put this to good use. If you end up seeing this and you're interested for more, just like I said, pay attention to the group on Facebook that we end up having. We are. And put a like and subscribe on this channel for more content. And with all the love in the world. Until next time.